I'm Robert LeBoyer, a drug development analyst following biotechnology and pharmaceuticals since 1992. One of the areas that interests me is Alzheimer's disease and the new developments in the field scientifically and in developing drugs to cure it. There are an estimated 5 million patients in the U.S. alone, and there are no drugs on the market today that can cure the disease. There are two categories of drugs that can lessen the symptoms but don't do anything to stop the progression or cure the disease itself. The cost of caring for these patients can be enormous. If a patient requires home care, that can cost between $30,000 and $35,000 a year, which is triple the cost of caring for a senior citizen who doesn't have Alzheimer's. If the disease progresses and the patient needs to go to a nursing home, that can cost between $100,000 and $140,000 each year for the patients. Alzheimer's research has focused on two lesions that are key and diagnostic for the disease. These lesions are beta amyloid plaques and neurofibrillary tangles. The beta amyloid plaques are made of beta amyloid protein, which accumulates and was thought to cause several processes, including cell death. Most of the research has focused on beta amyloid plaques and has been aimed at determining their cause, how they form, and either breaking them up, removing them, or preventing them from forming in the first place. The idea being that if these two diagnostic features of Alzheimer's could be prevented, you could stop the disease. That's the way many pharmaceuticals were developed, and the idea of interfering with a step in the biosynthesis of the products that were causing the disease was something that the pharmaceutical and drug development industries followed successfully and attempted to do with Alzheimer's. One of the problems has been that every drug that has been developed and gotten to late stage trials has failed. Not only that, but we found that the quantity of amyloid plaque does not correlate with the severity of the disease. A person with a very heavy plaque burden might have no disease or very few symptoms, while someone with severe disease might have very few plaques on their brain. Furthermore, it was determined that there's no correlation in the symptoms between the plaques and the patients. So this has very recently undermined the whole theory behind which many amyloid drugs have been developed. In addition, one of the companies that I've come across has a completely different approach to Alzheimer's. Recent work by the company has shown that the changes to the sex hormone regulation lead to abnormally high levels of stimulatory hormones in the brain, and this can cause several irregular processes to start, including cell division that can't be completed, leading to cell death and a cascade of other reactions that causes some of the features found in Alzheimer's, such as beta amyloid plaques and the neurofibrillary tangles. I've authored several reports on Alzheimer's and companies working in the field. The first is an industry overview that reviews what the disease is, the theories that have been proposed, and the drugs that have been tested for it, both past, the ones in clinical trials at the current time, as well as the future prospects. Two other reports focus on Curaxis and their novel theory, as well as the data that they've produced in clinical trials. If you would like to obtain these reports, please click on the link or fill out the form at the bottom of this page. Thank you.